Good evening. It is Monday, the 18th of August, 2025. It is coming up to 8:30 p.m. UK time, 9:30 p.m. in Germany, because that's where my guest is based. I'm really pleased to have him on the show. We connected in person in Hamburg for We Love 45s. He came and played on the boat party, which was a really cool event now. Hung out at Comet, and it's been great to see him on Twitch. And I thought it was time that we found out more about Mirko. All the way from Germany, Mirko Machine.
Yeah. Hi, Criztoz.
Good to see you, man. It's good to see you. And thanks for taking the time. First of all, with all my guests, I always ask them about their musical influences. Who first got them into music? Parents, friends, brothers, sisters? You know, who was it who first got you into music?
This is something really, I don't know. In the 70s, my auntie handed me like a tape recorder, and I sit in front of the radio recording music, what I like to hear there. Yeah, and I have an uncle. He works in a record store, and he brings from time to time records. But I wouldn't say that he is putting me some interest in this kind of music there. I just listen to what I like. I like to listen to music. That's what it was. And then I figured out what I like to hear.
What was that early sort of genre that you first got into? You said you're recording music on a tape recorder, so from the radio?
From the radio stuff, what's on the radio in the 70s, like, I don't know, so some like pop music there. In the late 70s, I started listening to rock music. That was the really first thing that where I was interested in. I was totally on AC/DC. I buy AC/DC Back in Black album in 1980 when it comes out. I go with my father in the city and I said, so, hey, let's go. We have to go to the city there. You have to bring me. I was 10 there or 11. So, hey, you have to bring me there. I want to buy this record. So, and I buy Back in Black in the store.
And was that on vinyl?
I buy records. I say this is from then. So when I was 11, so I don't know, before, I don't know. I can't remember. So maybe is the Kiss record out a year before. But so I start collecting records with AC/DC in 1980.
And did you have your own record player, or was it a family record player?
Yeah, no, I always have like these portable record players, not what we use in digging nowadays, but these one with the built-in speaker in the top, what you bring up and then you put it by side. So, and there I listen to Märchenplatten where they say stories about it, like child records. So this is what I'm listening to. I listen to this from vinyl.
Amazing. And that was at the age, I think you said about 11?
Yes.
So you're already buying records at 11?
When I was 11, yes.
And then do you then just keep buying records that you're hearing on the radio still? Is that still where you're getting your influences?
No, there where I live, there was like the guys who are like 2 years older. So that's why I come with AC/DC. So AC/DC I don't hear on the radio, I think. So I buy this. So we speak about it there in the hood where we live. I bought this, then I bought Iron Maiden stuff. Then I think we have the thing, what was this called? Deutsche Welle, Neue Deutsche Welle. There was some German music for me before rap. It was 1983. I saw a Freeze IOU and I started as a b-boy. And from then on, I was influenced with hip hop. We have a record store in Oldenburg where I originally come from. So, and I go there like once a week. So to see what's going on there and spend some money there. And I buy this stuff, what's coming out then. IOU was the first record with breaking, but then Rocksteady Crew stuff, Curtis Blow, Under Fire, this kind of stuff. What I need for breaking.
And you're picking this up from obviously the record store. So by this point, yes, you're visiting on a weekly basis. You're buying that. Yes. You then say you got into b-boying, yeah?
Yes, I started as a b-boy.
Okay.
Electric Boogie. So this is like this is 83, 84. That was, when the wave is coming over here, né? Everybody's doing this.
So from there, obviously you're collecting records, you're getting into b-boying. When do you then start perhaps DJing or getting into that side of things?
When I see Wild Style and a Grand Mixer DST was at the end cutting up a Good Times. All the stuff in between with Grandmaster Flash, I didn't check because I don't know the music. 84, 85 with B-Boying. 85 B-Boying was done. Beat Street, another movie, sure, everybody knows, right? Is coming to the cinema. There I get infected with graffiti. So then I start painting graffiti. So then I see Wildstyle maybe a year later. I think it's 85 or 86. So, and then I see DST. And when I see him cutting up Good Times, I don't know. I know this song. I don't know. So I understand what he's doing there. And from this moment, I want to do this. But it takes me another whole year, or two. So I start really with 2 turntables in 88.
Okay, and that's off the back of seeing what he's doing with sort of cutting up a song.
Yes.
Was that the first time you'd seen someone cutting up a song like that?
Yes, I want to do this because I see this, and like, look, a lot of people saying DST in Rocket was the influence for so much people. I never see these live video, so I always say the video what it was on MTV, but I didn't notice that he's doing there something. I only remember these strange puppets there in the video, So Rocket wasn't an influence for me. DST and Wildstyle at the end theme, cutting up Good Times, was the thing that I say, oh, snap, I want to do this too, for sure.
So then you said by 88 is when you've got 2 turntables and a mixer?
Yes.
What sort of decks did you have, and what was the mixer, your first mixer?
My first mixer was, 19-inch, like a big one, a Vivanco shit mixer. Whatever. So my parents give it to me, and I bought me 2 Technics turntables. I have mine old for my stereo system, so I bought me 1 Technics, and I have my old one. So on my old one, I start scratching on the side. You can, when you grab the racket here, so on the side, you can scratch like this. That was like a belt-driven turntable. You can't do anything there. I call it a cappella scratching. When the beat is running and you catching the 1, and then you're catching the kick, and then the snare, and then you break it down to the 8s that you cut the kick, the hi-hat, the snare. I can do this with this turntable. I do all this stuff without a mixer. And then I bought me in 88. I have money together and bought me the first Technics turntable. And my parents handed me this mixer. And from then it goes on. I practice every fucking day.
I assume you still practice every day, like the Twitch streams and stuff. Is that like a form of practice as well?
I called it always paid practice. So there's some money is coming in, and in between the pandemic, it was really great. So, but now, so yeah, so hey, it's fun. So, but yes, I sit here. So I have here, like, for example, when I see it there, so I write me notes down,
Okay.
for scratches, and then like this, maybe, if you can see this.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
I saw it on a video from Qbert that he make this super easy way of signing how to practice the scratch. So back in the 80s, we always listen to the record and try something, and then we get something by accident. We can say the West Coast DJs, like the Pickles, the Beat Junkies, they really switch the whole game. So also giving every scratch a name, also thinking about it to write it down, how you visualize it for yourself. I do this if I hear something new also and I like it, then I write it down for me and I practice it. I'm not that hard anymore that I want to learn every scratch. From this, I'm out. So it's also, I don't have the time. You have to practice this to perfect it a lot.
Let's go back to the story and the timeline then. So you've got your decks, you've got a better decks, you've got Technics decks now.
Yeah.
You're practicing every day. When does it come that you can get out and actually play to people?
Really playing for people wasn't my interest in the beginning. I like what a DST is doing. I like to scratch. I like to scratch and cut up and break records. Like it's the time, 88. So Cash Money won the DMC World Championships. I got the VHS. Maybe I have it both together. I have the turntable and the start to copy things to learn something, and I do this for a whole fucking year, every fucking day. So I get up, go to work, come back from work, practice, go to sleep, get up. Maybe I have another half hour. I practice, go to work, come back for a whole year. So I don't go out. I don't do anything. I just do this. So, and after a year and always watching this video, I was like, so, hey, okay, there's 30 competitors in this battle. And the last 8 are definitely really good. I'm not that good at these 8, but these other 20 at the World Championships. So I can handle that, right? So, and then there was the next DMC was in Hamburg. I don't know, that was end of 89. So for the 1990 DMC championships, I lose in Hamburg against Fascher, David Fascher, who won the world championship this year for the first time. So, and another boy from me that I know from Berlin, Daryl Zone. So, and yeah, that was the first thing when I go out. So I was only on this battle thing, battle and scratch records, 89 and 90.
And so you entered the competition. How did you find it then?
I lose against Fascher, the dude who win the world title in that year. So, but the DMC dude calls me to come 2 weeks later to another city that is the same distance of my city, and he thinks that I have a chance there. So I made it there. I come to the next round, but yeah, I don't go to the world championships. So David is going. So then the next year, I was also in it. I was in the German finals, but I didn't make it either. That was another friend of mine. Pasha is holding the title, and then I was with some guys in my hometown and with some b-boys, and then I start playing records for these guys for training. Some of these guys wants to rap, and so, and then I was like, we make with backspinning records, so not producing beats, so backspinning. Cutting records live, rapping on instrumentals, and I cut these records like in the old tradition, so cutting up breaks. So after 91, I wasn't interested in this battles thing anymore. 2 years later, it's coming back, but yeah, maybe we can say in 92, I start playing records for other people. But it was super, super low out here in Germany. Nobody's interested in listen to rap music. Another 2 years later, 3 years later, so we starting parties where we can play this in small clubs.
Sideshow Mall, one that says Moin, Mirko, and Criztoz.
Yeah, yo.
And he also says, is that David who did the handspin on the turntable?
Yes. The handspin he did in the second year.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I've seen that as well.
Yeah, this is the dude who won. Who was the first dude who won the world championships for the first time 2 times in a row.
Incredible. So you're now doing and working together with other people, providing sort of DJing and beats. So where does it go from there? Do you go back to the DMC again?
Yes, I think it was 95 or 96. I didn't see the video when Qbert was there the first time. I think I see this video in 94 for the first time. I saw also the 92 when the Rocksteady DJs performing there. And when I see this, so that was everything switched. Now with all this more drum cutting, like the turntable is becoming like an instrument. We start more manipulating the stuff. The thing why I goes out of the DMC was in 92, they introduced it. It's possible to come with 2 more people, and you can bring a keyboard and a sampler. And I think so, hey, that's like a band contest. This isn't a DJ competition anymore. I didn't feel it, and I don't go there. Also, I have nobody in my town who's also cutting up records like this, that we go together with 2 people. So this is something like the DJ band is what the Pickles bringing. Yeah, this coming like 2 years later. So there was also the time we have all these jams in Germany from 1991. So you can travel every weekend somewhere. No? So a meeting of b-boys, graph writers. So we have the first people who start rhyming. So on the mic, I was totally in that and go there like every weekend from here. We go from Hamburg to Munich to Switzerland, everywhere. In 94 and 95, I was again interested in the DMC, and I go there for a third time, but I become only the runner-up in Germany, and then I don't go there anymore.
Putting the sort of DMC to one side, you're still, I imagine, practicing every single day. Where does the story go after that then?
I come up with a MC from here called MC René. So we toured here in Germany together. So we start making records. So he made his album in 96. I start scratching on a lot of records from then. Deep involved like in Okay, how can I explain it? Ruhrgebiet, like it's an area in the middle of Germany. So with guys from there, especially with graffiti writers there, and they make graffiti rap. So when I wasn't in Hamburg, I go there and we hang out and we make beats and I cut on this record. From this on, I was really on tour with a lot of MCs and scratching on a lot of records since '96. Like every year, something is going on. So and then I stopped working in '98 and try to make a living. Just want to make a living for a year, just to try it. So how it is. I did this done for over 20 years.
So you thought you'd just give it a go for a year and see if it could work?
Yes.
You know,
so
if you could make a living.
go for a year. So, and I asked him, is it possible to come back? Because there were a work before was a lot of girls coming and they say, hey, I'm back from Australia. I was in South America. So, and I was like, what are you doing there? Yeah, I make a year off and I travel there. And I was like, so, okay, year off sounds great. I want to make a year music before I'm 30. Yeah, but they don't want to let me go. And then I quit and say, okay, fuck it. Then I quit. So I want to do this. If it don't works, then I'm looking for another job, whatever. Huh? So, but from this year, at the end, it was 21 years.
You took a chance. You're like, what have I got to lose? You know, it's a year.
Hey, that's the thing. Hey, I can say I travel like the half world. So in Europe, I was everywhere. I was in Africa. I was in the States. I mean, I played there. Huh? I played in Vietnam. I played in Asia. What is it? Singapore. Maybe the half world. The half world I play for sure.
As that went on, were the events sort of getting bigger? Were they different?
I would say from the mid 90s to the early 2000, we have like a real come up here in Germany. Hip hop and the rap music was going so mainstream that you can play from these little jams we have with the b-boys before every weekend in a club. So I played sometimes on 2 days in the same city. Today in this club and tomorrow in the other club, and then I go back to Hamburg. That was really a lot. Yes,
that just carried on, and obviously you're doing more, going to more places and sort of DJing. Let's sort of bring it a little bit more up to date in terms of when we get to sort of the pandemic. So just before the pandemic, what were you doing in terms of your music career?
I scratch on a lot of records. I produce a couple of records with some friends. I have my own party here in Hamburg till the year before the pandemic, like every month. So I do here a party. So everything was really, really cool. But the year before the pandemic, so it goes down. The wave is always with the music. Huh? I'm a straight hip hop DJ from let's say, the golden era. Huh? I play everything from old school 80s through the 90s and what fits in this nowadays. I wasn't on the clubby shit in the beginning of 2000. That was my thing. So that was the first time where I break with buying a lot of hip hop stuff. So there I really go deep into digging. So there is also the thing where I start collecting 45s around 2002 or 2003, I think, because the album is too expensive and the track that I want was on 45, and I grabbed the 45 mostly cheap, so that wasn't expensive. And then I start playing funk sets on 45 and rap music like regular. So, and then Serato is coming and makes it much easier for everybody. And then it gets also really bored. I've also been in the Serato. It's easy for traveling and stuff like this. But I was there and thinking about, so, hey, okay, I'm a bit bored with the computer. I think so, hey, I want to play just 45. So I was on a party, a friend invited me for a party. So I was totally in the computer thing. He works also in a record store. And then he asked me, so, hey, if you come over, but hey, everybody's playing records. Can you play some records too? And I was like, so, oh, God damn it. I have all these records there in the shelf. So, and in the studio where I live, I have these big shelves, 2 on top.
Original releases that you collected over your whole life.
I don't want to carry records around anymore. So, but he asked me, so, hey, can you come and play some records? And I was like, so, okay, what can I do there? And then he's like, he was one of these former Britcore dudes, what we call Britcore here in Germany, this English or England rap music from the early 90s, like Gunshot Hijack, this stuff. So we have here a big scene in the early 90s. So it's especially here in North Germany. I don't know why it's in North Germany that was so big. So he's like a former dude of there. And I was like, so, hey, okay, I go to his party there and him and his friends. So they're like old school and funk music. I can play this on 45. I have a lot. So I don't have to bring some 12 inches because they are like up there, né? And I don't want to bring them. So, and I was so hooked after 2 years computer digging out the records again that I think so, hey, okay, you have to play 45s again. But I think so if I do this since tomorrow or next week, that makes no sense. And then I make me my own challenge. So, and I say, hey, when I get in 45, I start playing 45s. Gets me 2 more years for digging to stuff. So I do real research what's going on. So what can you find? Yes, Discogs helps. Né? You see every record till 92, which is a 12-inch with a video, and is a bigger company, it's definitely a 45. And everything was cheap. So I start collecting more 45s. I turned 45 and I go out only with 45s for the next 10 years or something like that. Way before the hype. Okay, it's the year before the pandemic was also, and nobody's interested in that. So, or so super less, yeah. You are there and maybe a sideshow is at the party and you guys say, oh, great, you play 45s, but everybody else don't fucking care. I get bored and I think so, oh, God damn it, hey, what's going on? Maybe I looking for a job and I work again a bit to go out for every price, you know. And it's the most important thing to say no. I looking for a job or I find a job and 3 months later was the lockdown.
Yeah. So that must have been a real shock. So, you know, how did you deal with that?
Not as so shocked because I worked. I run a restaurant in this time. I was really busy there. So for me, it was like, so, and why you have this feeling in the right moment to look for something. So, and 3 months later, everybody is getting fucked. All my friends, I don't know the English word. So, die sind zum Sozialamt gegangen. So, everything was closed. You can't get any money. So the pandemic goes for me so like this. I flew through the pandemic. So then Twitch is coming. So there was also the first time that I have something, can I say, like, is it the right word? Like a breakdown. So after this is, so we speak right now. So we speak from, what is it, 88 to 2090 or in 2020 is just something like 30 years. So, and after 30 years, it was the first time for me where I think so, hey, okay, DJing makes no more sense or no sense anymore. It was a pandemic, there was a stop. And I think there was like definitely the first half year, I didn't touch the turntable. So I don't do anything. So I just go there working. I don't care anymore. So but then somebody invites me on a stream.
What Sideshow's saying, he maybe thinks that you meant maybe socially fucked, no money to do anything and nowhere to go either, just stay at home and broke.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and here in Germany, we have a system, the state, the government pays you, they pays you money, né?
Yeah. We have like benefits in the UK where if you can't work in the pandemic, it was very difficult for the government. So through that, you found Twitch. So you said someone invited you onto their stream. Who was that person? Can you remember?
I don't know his name anymore. He has like a club. They organize money here in Hamburg. So they put you like in a system. You can say, so, hey, I'm like a former DJ. I make this kind of money for a show. You have to send them some flyers and posters and show what you do in the years before. So, and then they say, for example, you say you want to invite me for the stream and say, so, hey, I can pay you only €1. So then they fill it up till 500 euros. So they make like 2 decisions. You can get 250 euros, or the next step was you can get for a stream like 500 euros. And you can do this 3 times in a month. Okay. We can do 3 streams. You can say, you can pay me only €1 for a stream, then you pay me €1, and they pay me for 3 times 499 euros.
Okay.
That was good. Hey, that
That's
was
good. Yeah. No, that sounds like a good way forward. So
yes.
that then led you onto Twitch.
That led me onto Twitch at the end of 2020, I think. Huh? I didn't start really in the beginning, so also a bit later. So I was there at the end of 2020. I go there for the stream. Then it was totally fun. That was like for me back in '88, scratching the whole fucking day my ass off. So I was like, hey, all right, the shit never stops, right? My son hooked me up. I do a second stream there. So, and my son sit in the car with me and says, so, hey, you need your own channel. So, and he built me up first own channel. It was horrible. Everything is fucking up. Picture is freezing. All that stuff. What you when you do it for the first time and not do it with proper professional, right? It takes us, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, something like that. Then we fixed everything. I bought me an extra computer. I can say the community paid this streaming computer for me. So
Yeah.
then I bought me a camera, and then from this on, so everything works proper. I think the angle changed 2 times. So because I have the camera before there, and then right now it's here, and since then shit is running. And then there was a time where I streamed like every day. I go to work, and then when I'm not at work, I stream. So because it was so much fun again.
Part of it is the mental health, isn't it? Like you said, community. The community donated because they wanted to encourage you and help you build, and obviously got you a computer because that meant you could do better streams and all the rest of it. And it's like building together. And that must be a great feeling, getting this interaction straight away from the community.
Totally. And still is. It isn't that much people anymore, but there's dudes who are there in the beginning, are still there, still supporting heavily.
Before you obviously came onto Twitch, I assume you didn't know, or did you know what Twitch was about? You know,
No.
were you, so you weren't a gamer or anything like that. So,
no, not.
So it must have been interesting to see it sort of grow and grow and grow. What do you think it is about the platform that makes it a good way of communicating with your community?
With the music, the only thing is, why is everybody's going there? Because Twitch didn't cut the stream. So all these guys, pandemic is coming, everybody is streaming on Facebook and what's the other, Instagram. They cut the streams, right? So, and then I don't know who's coming up with, we can stream on Twitch. I remember that a guy here from Hamburg told me that, so, you can stream on Twitch. So, but that was the time I wasn't interested in that. So I don't know. I don't want to say I lose this first half year. I was there when I was there. The interaction is the thing, what I really liked on Twitch. Huh? You read the chat, so you see right now what the people think and speaking with them, or also the people together when they are there for a time. People come getting connected like we do right now here last time, with Swolansky is doing this, all these 45 thing what's coming up on Twitch there. So, and we never see us if we wasn't on Twitch, right?
Yeah, exactly, totally. Do you think it also makes you more creative? You're talking about music to your community as you're playing music, and people give suggestions for types of music or songs. Do you sort of get inspired by what people are talking about?
Sometimes, but for me, the important thing here was nobody wants something, so I can do what I can do. This side is all sample music, so I have the same. Here is all hip hop 12 inches. So there's another room that is full of LPs. There's another room like I have like another 2 small shelves with old school stuff. So, and German rap, what I really like on Twitch is that I can do what I want to do. So, and we listen to something, and a lot of times I'm there. So, what's the name of the sample? What's the name of the sample? Who know it? Who know it? Don't cheat. Nobody looks. Who knows it? Who knows it? So, and then I look, hey, it's there, but hey, I don't get it this moment. Maybe 3 songs later, I get it. Then I was like, then I pick it up and then I play the sample. So, hey, I don't care. So you don't have to do anything for somebody. So this is for me it's like radio, but you talk with the people. Hey, everybody's happy. People love it.
It's direct, interactive, video radio, isn't it? And that's I think. But also because I love it because every single channel is completely different.
Yes.
You're doing a boom bap raid train. Everyone plays boom bap on that raid train, but every channel is completely different. The personality of the person, the type of music, and it's so great to discover new sounds all the time, isn't it?
For sure. And I always hear something that I forgot, didn't know. I really like it.
Okay. 45s. Obviously, we talked about how you collected them.
I start collecting 45s in like 2003, I would say.
So about 20 odd years, yeah. Why do you still like the format? Why do you still like 45s?
Look, I'm 56 right now, so 11 years ago, I go out with the 45. So it's 13 years ago, I was like, so, hey, okay, what's going on? What is possible to have on 45? So I have all these 12 inches, but I don't like to carry this heavy fucking shit around. You know this, the Tucker bag, hey, that fits 150 records, and with two of them, I can play the whole night, and I don't broke my back with like 300 records. The thing was that I see, so hey, there's a lot of available on 45, like 15 years ago. Not like now. Ne? Right now, all these reissues that we don't need. So this fake bootleg, shitty sounding crap shit. So played out tunes. So this is so. And the thing is, you have to think different again, because this and that you can't play because you don't have it on 45. For me, it was fun. It was just a pure fun. It was a nice alternative to the computer, right? So that was the thing. So, and that's why I did it 11 years ago. I let the computer at home. I don't want this anymore. I just go out with 45s, and I still buy them. And I also, sometimes I look, so, hey, I can have this. No, I don't want this. So, but I make me my own edits. Then we come up with, you can carve records. I don't care if this like is an original or an official repress. At the end, if it sounded the record good, is cool. But what I don't like is, so hey, we don't need a Wu-Tang record with 1.5 minutes interlude in the beginning, we're speaking. So, and then is the record too low? But then I think, so, hey, with all the stuff we have right now, so, hey, make me edit. Why? I don't want a Styren. I have this Styren record. So, but I like to cut the record. So, and if I cut the Styren record, I do this like 5 times. So here I my Oliver Sane on the Hill. I cut these records to death. Isn't it a reissue? It's like also a bootleg, but so they put day one on the one side and the original on the other side, but they fuck it up because they don't let it play till the loop come. So what is this for kind of a beginner shit? So I make me my own edits. So I need like 8 bars drums. I want two verses. So, and another 8-bar drums out, and I can mix it. And then I have a special record nobody has.
Yes, there is a little bit of that, isn't there, with 45s DJs, having a record that no one else has. And that comes from the scratch world as well, I guess, doesn't it?
Yes, always. Maybe you have the record I don't have. Hey, you go to a party, hey, Criztoz is there. Yeah, great. Mirko's also there. Hey, Mirko plays this and Criztoz plays that. Hey, we hear this tonight. So right now with the computer, from this, you can play this kind of music. Everybody is doing the safe way. So, hey, that sucks.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Hamburg, because you came along and it was amazing. You played on the boat.
Yes.
And I was telling the story today to yesterday, actually. We were at a party at JFB's house, and I was telling people about the Hamburg tour. So there'd been an issue with the mixer.
Yes.
And a small little bit of the end of the headphones. So.
Yeah, that really sucks. You put it out? You get it out later?
No, this isn't it. No, obviously, if anyone doesn't know, it's that little bit at the top there. Tiny little bit there.
The tip was in it, right?
It was stuck. And once that was in, they couldn't hear anything. So Irie was trying to DJ without headphones. Yeah. And if you're a DJ, you know how difficult that is. And then you got on the boat, and me and Svilansky were like, we've got this slight issue. We don't have any headphones. You can't use the headphones. And you were like, hey, it's 30 minutes. Let's see what happens. You were like super cool.
Yeah.
And then even then you managed to be cutting it up and scratching and stuff. So, I mean, I assume it was quite difficult to do that, but
sure.
Was it muscle memory that helped you sort of be able to do it once you'd got where the cut was?
No, the thing is, mostly I sign all my records up. So, but sometimes I sign it up on the one. So like this is the really one of the record. Sometimes it's where it starts something. I have a special point for that. And in this moment, I don't know. That was for me the competition. And the thing is that this mixer only have 3 LEDs, right? So there was green, red. So okay, you can see anything with the computer. We don't care, so we can see the wave, and then we can say, okay, there's the one. But there was these 3 LEDs. I was like, so okay, then the boat is shaken, so the needle isn't in the best situation. You see all this rumbling, and this rumbling is also in the LED. So I was like, so oh, there's like, it seems like, looks like a head. Maybe this is the one. So I was like, oh, then I bring it always in, listen to the monitor a bit, what I can hear. So they say, okay, here's something. On the next one, I'm in. So, and then I am in, and after, I don't know, after 5 records, I remember, hey, this record has a 4-bar intro, right? So, okay, let's bring it in. What is it? So this is so like, I don't know, let's say it's 100, and this one is 102. Okay, I go here with +2, and then I come in with the next one, and then I mix it in on the fly. Why not? So yeah, hey, we just want to have fun, right?
Well, exactly. And it was like the whole party was just fun. You know, I'll ask you about that in a minute, but it was just, you're like, we'll just do something, what we can do. You know, we got records here, we'll just do something. So, but how did you find the vibe of the boat party? Because you then came also down to Comet and sort of hung out with us, and you know, you spoke to Friss and Irie, I think for the first time you'd met them in person.
Yes. So Irie, I know 20 years. So, but I never met him. So he's from Groningen. So Groningen is like 130 kilometers from Oldenburg. So, and they invite him always to party and play in my hometown. So I always heard about him. So, but I never met him. So, and I don't know where I see something of him. Then they make also records. So that's, hey, when we start getting connected. So, and for me, it was really super cool that you guys invited these 2 guys also to the party. For me, it was super nice. So also Funk M was there. That's somebody who's I only knew here from Twitch. To see you for the first time in real life. So hey, that was absolutely great. I liked it.
It was just a fun, chilled event for people to connect,
Yes,
spin, you know, maybe dig, get some records. And I know you got given the Friss album as well, which we did
yes,
a listening party to the other week. And it's just great to bring people together, isn't
for
it?
sure.
And that's, I think, what the whole of Twitch of what we do. We bring our community together to like, okay, come to your channel or my channel or whatever and hang out. When we do these events, it's like, let's all just go and hang out in Hamburg, or let's go and hang out in Amsterdam, or let's go in and whatever. It's whoever can get there. And again, it's great for the sort of mental health and meeting people who are all like-minded and no ego, really.
Yes, one thing, yes.
Yeah, that is the main thing. I normally ask my guests to pick out 3 records, 345s usually, that like lift their spirits. So if you had to choose 3 45s, can you name 3 45s that?
So right now, top of the head right now, a tune that I play also on the boat, Captain Rock, a Cosmic Blast. I was really happy when the Nubian Nutcracker reissued this record like a couple of years ago. This is available as an original 45 on Nia Records. This is also, hey, this is a story. Hey, you guys have the electro serie of records. You know, these records from the 80s. It's coming from Street Sounds Records in the UK. So this was shit that I buy in the mid 80s. Captain Rock to the Future Shock, Return of Captain Rock, and Cosmic Blast was on these records. So I was introduced to Captain Rock about these compilations. So, and I start collecting these compilations. Later, I start to collect the records from the compilations. Cosmic Blast was always a favorite record. So, and I don't know, I like this shitty 80s Nia label. So okay, this is, let's say this is number 1. So I can play this record all the time. So then I bring this record also. That was a Sandra. So this is this Brazil record. It's a great record. This is also always a good vibe. So then something, this is so more newer. This is Stance Brothers. I think this is the first Stance Brothers.
Is that on We Jazz?
No, on Timion Records. On We Jazz. This is on We Jazz. Minor is the name. Hey, this record is the shit. I can play this every time. I would say right now, top of the head, these 3 for sure.
So obviously you're saying that that's something newer. Are you still buying 45s at the moment? Do you buy a few? Do you buy a lot?
Hey, yes, I buy always records. That's the shit, né? That never ends. Sometimes I have organized in alphabetically, but also so the sample music is just sample music. This is pretty alphabetically. So and I don't care is that funk or jazz. So this is there. I know where my stuff is. So I have there the library stuff and soundtracks and the rest. There is only drum breaks. This is or East Germany and Europe stuff, and then the rest is whatever. The rap stuff is also alphabetically, but also in groups or like in crews. I have it also by label. I have it. Is it West Coast, East Coast, from the 80s? Is it from the 90s? Sometimes I fuck me up. My best thing is always, the dude called Juice. He's also, I think he's from Detroit, an MC from Detroit, and he has a record out for all my writers. So there was a big tune here in Germany. So for us, so definitely, and especially in the graffiti scene. So and I was like, so okay, maybe I have a J. And I was like, so no, Vadim produced the record, so I put this to the UK stuff. Hell fucking no. Then I realized, it's on Bronx Science. Yeah, and that was it. I forgot it, that's on Bronx Science. But mostly I find it fast. But right now it is like a bit too much, no? Also I can say like 20 years ago, you can ask me for something and I look and say, hey, it's here. Like
Right.
I can say so like this, hey, the record stands in the thing, so straight. So right now I have to look to where I am. So it's
More and more records. That's the as such. I'm also as a true record buyer. No idea where the latest stash is because of all the other records around.
Yeah,
It's
hey,
very true.
sometimes it is, né?
It's very true.
So it's also in the last years, it happens like 2 times, lucky only 2 times, that I buy something that I have before. I haven't that before. If I have the record and I see the cover again, I know that I have it. Maybe I don't know where it is right now, but
Yeah.
I know I have it.
It's somewhere in your brain that you've bought it before or you've got it somewhere. So yeah, that's the thing. It's been great to have a catch up. Thank you again for being part of We Love 45's Hamburg. I'm not sure yet when, but they'll be released sometime in the next couple of months, maybe. The videos from that, but I'll send it to you first. Have a look at it. Make sure you're happy with it. But I think it would be great to show people what you managed to do from a creative side of thing, without the headphones, and the same with Irie as well. I think it's going to be, it's because you use the limitation to do something. Thanks again for your time. Thanks for being on the show, and it was fun. And we'll probably do another one at some point further down the line because I'm sure there's lots more stories that we can pick out.
Hey, for sure. Thanks for having me.